Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. We're working on some borders for this beginner sampler quilt. So if you want to check out that process, please stay tuned. This is my beginner sampler quilt. If you've been following my channel, you've seen the process of making this quilt top. These were all blocks that I pulled some inspiration out of the Block a Day book. And I have reimagined each block so that they finish a little bit bigger than 16 inches. I made each block. I have arranged the blocks. I've added sashing and cornerstones. And today I want to add a border to this top. Now, I don't have to add a border. Whether or not you choose for your quilt to have a border is your own. Is based on your own preference. But I'm going to give this quilt a border because right now it's squarish, and I'm going to try and cheat it a little bit and make it rectangular-ish. So I'm going to add side borders and a top and bottom border, and then through the process, hopefully we can go over how to add the border strips. We can go over measuring the quilt top and all of that stuff. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is measure my quilt. I have the tape measure here, and then I'm going to measure in the center to get the vertical, and then in the center across to get the horizontal. They should be about the same, but if they're not, that's okay. It doesn't really matter. I just need to get a quick measurement so that I can see how much what I can see the length of each side. So here we go. This is the vertical measurement, and I'm just kind of going through the center of the blocks. And it has 54 3/4 inches. I'm going to write that down. 54 3/4 3/4. And then for the horizontal, same thing, measuring through the center of the quilt. So like this center seam, and on this one they should all kind of match. And it happens to be the same on this one, 54 3/4. So this one is actually a true square quilt, which is very rare for me. So now let's go over to the table and see how much we need, how much fabric we need for the borders. I made a little drawing on my graph paper here to show how to figure out how much fabric we need for each of the pieces. And I have, this is sort of a square. I didn't exactly measure out the number of units I put in it, but this represents the quilt top as it is. And so I put 54 3/4 on these two sides to remind me what that measurement is going to be. And the first thing that I want to think about is the type of borders that I want to have. I think for the side borders, I'm going to start with a 3-inch border. Let me write that down here. Side borders. And I'm going to use a 3-inch strip. And then that way it'll finish at about 2.5 inches on each side, and that's what I want. So I'm going to just draw that out here. Okay. So that's going to be, to figure out how much of that we'll need, each of the strips is, like the width of fabric is about 42 inches. So I would need at least, so the final strip would be 3 by 54 3/4. And I would need 2 strips per side, but I bet I can get it out of 3 strips. So I will, 3 strips, because I'll only have like maybe like 12 or 13 more inches that I have to pull from the second strip. So I'm going to use 3 strips at 3 inches. And then for my top and bottom borders, T and B borders, I'm going to use a 5.5-inch strip, I think, so that my top and bottom borders are about twice as wide as my side borders. Okay, so in order to get that measurement, I'm going to add another 5 inches to the 54 3/4. So this is going to be, the top and bottom borders are going to be 59 3/4 inches. The extra 5 inches is because there would be 2.5, approximately 2.5 on this side, and then 2.5 on this side. And this is just an estimate. What I'll probably do is I'll measure the quilt after I get the borders on there. So, but I can go ahead and figure out how much I'll need, or how much I think I'll need. Okay. So that would be for the 59 3/4. And I do think that it would be about 3 strips, but I might do 4 strips. Okay. Now, to figure out exactly how much fabric I'm going to need, all of these borders are going to be the same. So I'm just going to add these numbers together. So it would be 3 times 2, so it would be 6 inches of fabric. No, it wouldn't. It would be 9 inches of fabric for the 3-inch, the side borders, because I need 3 strips. And then for the 5.5 times 4 is 20 plus 2, 22 inches. Okay. All right, and so 31 inches total, I think, is how much fabric I'm going to need. And so if I have a yard of fabric, I think that I can get all of these strips out of 1 yard of fabric. And the reason that's important is because I'm going to go shop my stash now to see what fabrics I can pull from. I'm going to grab a different variety of fabrics, and then we'll put them up next to the top and see which one looks the best. Before I go upstairs and shop my fabric stash, I want to see if I can pull some colors out that I might like to do for the border for this quilt. So one color that automatically sticks out to me is red. So maybe I can find a red fabric that could work. The sashing is gray, so perhaps a neutral border would work. Also, I could pull from the cornerstones, which are green. That's another option. But since this quilt is so colorful, I don't really think that there are any bad choices. I just want to pick the best, which one I like the best. The other thing to think about is my binding. This is going to be my binding fabric, and so it's dark blue, and so it might be important to kind of coordinate, or that to make sure that the border fabric will look nice against the binding fabric. But right now we're going to go shop the stash and see what we can find. I have my fabric organized in this drawer, and to say organized it's a really loose term. It's not exactly organized. But I have it sort of, let me show you. The top drawer has my neutrals in it, so it has the light backgrounds or neutrals, and then the dark ones over here. There is some gray and black in here too. Okay. Then in the second drawer, red, orange, yellow. You can see I don't have a lot of red, orange, yellow. And the third one is green. It's supposed to be green, blue, and purple, but it's mostly just green and blue because apparently I like green and blue. And then the bottom, it has like pink and brown, and then some flannel. So I'm going to go ahead and try to pull something from each drawer to see if it might work as a nice border. Let's see. We've sort of played with these before, and I'm going to pull this one out. This was from the African coin quilt. Let's see. That's out of the first one. Out of the second drawer, I would love to pull out some red. Let's see. I don't know how much this is. That doesn't look like a yard. It looks more like 18 inches, so it won't make the cut. Orange. There's plenty of that. Let's pull that out and see how we like it. And then in the third drawer, these are all my blues, so anything goes in this drawer, I'm sure. Let's see. What am I interested in? What about this really dark blue right here? Let me see how much it is. Is it a yard? It might be about a yard. So we'll pull that one. And then let's see if there's anything. These are my recent fabric haul video from my other videos. So let's pull this one. I know that's a yard. Okay, so these are the 4 that we're going to go with. Let's go downstairs and check them out, see how we like them. I'm really not sure what the best way is to display these fabrics on with the top. So I'm just going to kind of finagle it and see. I don't have any. If I had pins down here, it would be a little bit easier, but I may have to go upstairs and get some pins to make it work. So I ended up pulling one additional fabric. So you've already seen the blue and the orange and then this bluish greenish, but I ended up finding a red. This is one of the ones I got from Fabric World, and it to me it really coordinates with the background fabric. So I wanted to pull it and just see what I think about it. So here we go. Let's start with this dark blue here, and I guess the best way to do it is just to put it against the, like right here. Oh no. And I really would need some pins so that it stays in place. Let's see if I can kind of push that down. Okay, so that's one, and I probably should take a picture of it too. Let me grab my phone, take a quick picture to see what I like about it, what I don't like about it. So far, I like, I do like that it pulls out the blue in this. And I mean, of course, it is right next to a blue, so it's okay, you know, because it's right next to blue. But I'm going to hopefully I can take a quick picture of this before it falls. And I might have to run upstairs and get some pins. Or get somebody to bring me some pins. So let me see if I can hurry up and get a picture of it. Ooh, that looks nice on the camera. Okay, let's see what else we got. Next I want to try, I think I'll try the other blue too. And I'm not really sure now that I'm down here with the quilt. I'm not sure because, I don't know. But let's see, it is about a yard of fabric, so it's nice. So let me put this one up here, and maybe I'll just do a half a piece, and it'll stay a little better. I don't know. So when you comment on the video, then make sure you comment which one that you like the best. But I'm probably going to do all of this in one day. So it's going to be kind of a snap decision. But it's okay. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm going to go get some pins and come right back so I can pin these. I got the pins, and so now it's a little bit easier to put them up. Here's the second one, and it's called Here Comes the Sun, and I already know that this one's not going to work. To me, it already competes too much with the blocks, but I am going to take a picture of it. Okay. All right, and then here's number 3. I think we'll do the orange one next. have a lot of this orange fabric, so let's see. Yep, oh, that's several yards. Okay, let's put it next to it. Let's see. It brings a little bit of sunshine to the quilt. Let's take a picture. Huh. I don't know, I like that one a little bit more than I thought I would. All right, and now let's do, my phone fell. Let's do the red here. Let's see. Okay, let me grab my phone. Let's see. And like I said, I love the way that this really coordinates with the background fabric. So let's see what this one does. And again, I'll take a picture. Let's see. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, let's do the gray one. This was a really light gray, and I'm not 100% sure that I have enough fabric, but I might have enough fabric. I have to see. So let's see. So let me take a picture of this one. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break and eat lunch and go back and look at these pictures. I will insert them here in the video. Please remember to leave in the comments which back border you like the best, and then I'll make a decision and I will tell you what I decided in a little bit. So I've had this up on my design wall all day, and what I finally did was I went and I just put up what I consider my top 3 pieces. I asked my younger 2 sons, and Cameron picked out this one as his favorite. Carter picked out this gray one as his favorite because he said that there was too much going on in the quilt and he needed something to kind of balance it. But I think that I'm going to do something else. I think what I want to do is put the lighter gray as kind of an inner border and the dark blue as an outer border. And this was one of the reasons that I wasn't sure about even putting a border on this quilt, is because I know how I do things and it's always a little bit more than I think that I feel like doing. But I think this is going to give me a nice look. I think that the light gray is going to be a nice stop border, and that the dark blue, it doesn't exactly pull from any of the colors in the quilt, but it just feels like it grounds it, or feels like it brings everything together. So that's how I'm going to handle it. This the light gray, it's actually like the 108, and so it's from a backing that I did. It's from the backing actually on my purple quilt, I think. And so it's really long, and so I don't think I have to do that much cutting on it, and I won't have to join anything. So I'm going to make my inner border 2 inches. I'm going to cut it at 2 inches, and I'm going to do the 2 sides. Then I have to decide if I want to make the top and bottom a little bit bigger, and I think I may do that. I just don't know yet. So my first thing that I'm going to do is take this gray fabric. I'm going to press it. I'm going to cut it to a length of 54 3/4 inches, and then I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip, two 2-inch strips, so that I can do either side, pin them on, get them stitched, and then I'll show you that before I do the top and bottom. Then we'll see the whole thing. Then we'll add the outer borders. I have round 1 of these borders put on. You can see the gray all the way around the quilt. I did a 2-inch unfinished border on the sides, and then a 2.5-inch unfinished on the top and the bottom. So now I'm ready for the next round. I actually really like this. I didn't think I would like it as much. And I'm not sure how well you can see it on the camera. There's just enough contrast between the gray of the border and the quilt, so that it just gives it a little bit of extra, and I really like it. I'm going to get ready to add this dark blue as the final border. So far, I know I'm going to do 2 inches unfinished on the sides again. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about the top and bottom. I'm thinking either 2.5 or 3 inches. I don't think I'll go as big as 3.5. But this is going to hopefully finish out the quilt in a really, the top in a really nice way. So I'm going to get that started, and I'll show you when I'm done. The quilt top is finally finished. You can see the dark blue border all around it. And I'll be honest, when somebody first gave me the idea of putting a border on this quilt, I was not for it, but I actually do like it. And there are 2 reasons that I like it. One is that it does finish off the quilt nicely, which somebody had said, I think it'll finish it off nicely. And I like that. But I also like that I sort of, I've turned it into a rectangle now. And so now it's 63.5 tall by 60 3/4 wide. So it's a good throw size now. I can just about see myself laying under it as I watch TV on the sofa. It's that size. It's perfect for doing that. Let's see. I decided to go with the side borders for the blue are 2 inches unfinished, but the top and bottom were 3 inches unfinished. So it elongates it just a little bit, and I think it's really great. Now, the only thing that I have to do is make the binding, and then this is going to go as one of my UFOs. I have some ideas for backing fabric, but I'm going to have to shop my stash for that, and I may do a video for it at a later time. I'm really excited to have this beginner sampler quilt top finished and to have that border around it. I think it's going to be really great. If you have any questions about the beginner sampler quilt, leave those in the comments. Also, go back and check out all the other videos for each of these blocks, and to get more information about the Block a Day book. If you have any questions about what you've seen in the video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!